Welcome back to Jay Creates. So today we're going to create a wine bottle caddy. So I came up with this design last week, or over the last couple weeks. I finally got it put together last week. So I just used big box store pine to come up with this prototype here. So I got some 1x5, which means the boards were 4.5 inches by 3/4 inch. So the total length, 17.5 inches. Total width with the slats on the front and back, 5 1/8 inches. And the total height, well, right? It's about 14 inches, 13.5, 14 inches with the base and the tall dividers. So typical wine bottle is 11.5 to 12 inches tall. And when I took this home and tested it out, this is 12 inches right to the bottom of the dowel here for the handle. So the bottle I put in came like right up to the top, maybe like a millimeter or two of space, but not enough space to get a good grip on this. So I'm gonna raise these maybe like an inch so that you have enough room to get your hand completely around the handle. I'm going to make it not as wide. I'm going to go with 4 inches. And the stock that I used before was 4.5 inches. The stock I have for the final version is 4-inch stock. So I measured it out. The wine bottles and the glasses are anywhere from 3 to 3.5 inches. So you still got, you still have a 1/2 inch to 1 inch of play on the inside. So the design here I came up with, your bottle is going to be here with the high dividers. Wine glass here and here, or here. You know, you can have 3 glasses or 2 glasses, but I did an extra spot here for accessories like a corkscrew or, you know, a bottle cap or aerator or any other wine accessory, maybe some cheese and crackers or something, I don't know. So the design is going to be pretty much just like this. I'm going to change it up a little bit with the height and the width of the things. I think for the accessory slot, I might try to come up with a divider to divide it into 2 or 4 different slots so you can drop certain things in. But for the final product, we're obviously not going to use wine. I got from the, I'm not going to say local Woodcraft, but the Woodcraft store is almost an hour away. But you know, they have sales on wood every month. So I went for, you know, a few months in a row and picked up some of the stuff they had on sale. So for this, for the slats and the handle, I'm going to use this Paduk. It's like a red, slightly brownish, exotic hardwood here. So the stock I got is 4 inches. This piece is 18 inches and is 3/4 inch thick. So that's going to be the slots, the slats, and the handle. And I think my total width here is still going to be, it's going to be around 17.5 to 18 inches. And this is exactly 18 inches. So I should be able to cut this, resaw it, and we'll make the slats, and we'll do something with the handle. It's not going to be a dowel. This is just a dowel I found in the garage here. But we'll do something and we'll contour it, we'll round it over. But we'll just use a piece of the Paduk. And then for the base and the dividers, I'm going to use this Amazook. So it's got a really cool grain. It's another exotic wood, hardwood. I got 2 pieces of that. These are 3 foot by 4 inches and 3/4 inch. And I got a couple different pieces. This one's a little bit darker, so I might go with that. And then we'll offset it with the Paduk for the trim. So I got the 2 pieces of Amazook here. So this piece I'm going to use for the base. So we're going to cut an 18 inch chunk out of here. And then for the dividers, for the two tall ones. So we need to make those, I think I was going to go 14 inches. $13 and a half. So I'm going to go 14 and a half, and we can always trim it down. So I'm going to do the 14 and a half out of this one. It's got some pretty good grain on it. So let's get those cut. I already got them measured out. Well, I got the 18 base and 14. Yeah, 14 and a half measured out on that one. Let's get these couple of cuts done. Now this should be set, or 18 inches, pretty much on the nose there. All right, so we got the base cut. Let me cut the two tall dividers. And those are going to be 14 and a half. All right, so we have the base, and we have the two tall dividers. And now we're going to need 3 more dividers. I think 4 and a half is still good. So we're going to aim for 4 and a half on these. I need 3. And I hope I'm in the frame here. And I should be able to get all 3 out of this board. So all the dividers will be from the same board. And the base, oh no, the base will be out of the, whatever. Anyway. All right, so we took the miter saw. We got 2 end pieces and 1 divider. And we have the 2 tall dividers for the wine bottle and the base. So we got that all cut on the miter saw out of the 6 foot, the two 3-foot sections of Amazook. So we set that aside. So the Paduk here, oh, this didn't have a sticker on it. It was a 2-pack. Anyway, the Paduk here, I need to rip this up for the slats. So the slats are 1.5 inches. So I need 3 inches of this for the slats. So I'm going to get the table saw out and we'll rip this down. And then that 1 inch that's going to be left over, we'll come up with some sort of handle. All right, so we have our 2 1.5 inch strips. Now the tricky part is I want to resaw this down the middle, which doesn't leave a lot of room to play with here. So this 1 inch piece, I think we're going to turn this into the handle. So we'll maybe come in from the top and kind of round it over. We'll do something with it. So this marking wheel has just got like a, it's not very sharp, but it, you know, it is, they can be sharp. This one I don't think is very sharp. So it's just like a little razor blade. And just kind of mark it like that and flip the board around, do it again. And if, you know, if it hits the exact same spot, then you're in the center. If not, you just have to readjust. So I'm going to make this all the way down. So if I mark this one and set the table saw for that, I only have to do it once for the 2 pieces. So for this, I'm going to take that mark I made with the pencil and the marking wheel. I'm going to put the saw blade right into the middle of that mark, or right on that line, and we're going to resaw it right down the middle. But yeah, it's not very wide, so we can probably do this all in one fell swoop. But we made it through. We got a little bit of burn on the inside here. So we can just sand all that off. So here's my 4 side slats. And then we'll keep the table saw out because we have to make some dados and some rabbets. So I'm marking these. So I got the base here. And I'm going to rabbet out the sides or the ends here. And these boards will sit halfway down. All right, so it should be, 1/4 inch or so. So what I did is I just kind of put this on the end and I flushed it up using the speed square and another piece of the board here to make sure everything was flush. And just remove them, use my pencil and scribe the line. So now I have my 2 ends where I'm gonna rabbet out halfway up. Okay, so we have this marked out for the dividers. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna make the dado and the rabbet cuts on here. So I'm gonna set the table saw. So halfway down, right, the marking gauge should still be at half of the 3/4 inch because this is all 3/4 inch stock. Yep. So that's still set at half. So I'm going to set the blade to this depth. All right, so I got my lines all marked out, carried the lines over the edge, and I've already got the blade set to be halfway through the wood. So we're going to start just on the inside of each line and we'll just groove it out and we'll test fit it to make sure it's not too loose, but it's nice and snug. Okay, so that's going to fit. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and do the rest of these, and then we'll come back after that. Oh, it's got the sticker on the bottom there. I'm going to have to peel this off and sand it as well. It'd be one thing if they came off easy. Well, that wasn't too difficult, I guess. Then we have the typical California warning. Stuff can cause cancer. Everything can cause cancer, right? So let me get this sanding done. I'm not going to bore you with that. And then we'll come back. Well, we'll see what time it is for today. But I'm going to do the sanding. So I pretty much have everything cut except for the handle. Okay, we have the 4 slats that will be for the sides. Right, we have the 4 slats. They're going to be for the sides. We have the 3 small dividers for the end, here and here. The 2 tall dividers. And then the base, which I got the dados and the rabbets cut on. So let me get everything sanded and then we'll pop back in. So I got this marked out. Probably can't see it too well on the camera, but I got a line here. That's where it sits inside the base. This line here is 12 inches between the lines. So that's the length for the bottle, or the height for the bottle. Then we have 2 inches at the top, and that's going to give enough room as compared to this one. This one didn't have enough room between the bottle top and the handle to get your hand all the way in. So I thought if I make it longer, or make the dividers like an inch or two taller, I can make a new handle. And we don't have a dowel. We got essentially, I made a square dowel. So we're going to cut out a notch for this to sit in flush on both sides. And then we'll glue it and nail it in. Alright, so I got this one cut out. It ain't pretty, but it fits in there nice and flush. You know, I'll try to smooth it out with the sandpaper later. Alright, so now I'm just kind of debating if I want to flush the handle up or have it stick out on the edge, you know, like a half an inch or an inch, because I did cut it long. I'm thinking maybe we'll just flush it up. I'm going to start with the ends. So I got to make sure my groove, this is my groove piece. So what I did with the groove is essentially just a smaller dado. So I dadoed out here for the big pieces to sit in, and I made a small little dado here and here, so this would slide into it. And just use it as a divider, a removable divider. Let's turn it this way so you can see it. Alright, so you're going to have the big divider here, so this little guy can go in there. And then you can put your accessories on either side or take it out if you have something bigger. So I'm going to put glue here and on the bottom of this. And I'm going to match up the grain. The grain matches on this piece. So I want to make sure I get it the right way. You don't have to overload it with glue, but you want to get enough on there so you cover the whole end. And then the same thing on here. I always put glue, and you probably, good idea to put glue on both pieces that you're gluing up. Alright, so now we're starting to glue up. I got the first piece on. This is the end piece with the notch in it. So I got a clamp on it. I got it flush on both sides. Glue all the way around. I got 2 brad nails underneath. And afterwards, when the glue dries up, I'll put another brad nail in where the clamp is. We're going to go with 3 brad nails per divider. Alright, well, it hasn't been that long. I got the brad nails in, 3 in each one of the small dividers. So I'm going to put the big dividers in. I got the larger clamps ready, hopefully. That nice and flush. I got all the glue residue off, sanded it a little bit. So now I kind of have where I want these slats to go. So I'm 3/8 of an inch down from the top and 3/8 of an inch up from the base, the inside of the base. It looks like a decent amount of space for each one. I guess that'll work, right? 3/8 of an inch, and then we'll do the same thing on the other side. And I am gonna brad nail and glue it. Might have to get some brad nails. So I'm using 1.25" brad nails. Like I said earlier, I wish I had 1.5 inch, but I don't have any. I didn't see any at the store when I went a while back. And I lost a tape measure somewhere, so I had to get out my other one. Anyway, let's put some glue on here. I'm gonna start with the bottom one. Well, this side looks better. I mean, they're both pretty decent. So I'm just going to put a little dab of glue. I'm not going to go crazy with the glue here. Just enough to strengthen the nails. I'm not going to spread it around. I'll let the board spread it around when I secure it. And I'm just going to flush it up to one end, right on my line. And then match it up to the line on the other end. Looks good to me. So I'm going to do two nails in each divider. Maybe. There's the one side. So we're going to flush trim these things. And these are flush on this end. Let's see, got the divider here. Put that right in there. Drops into a slot. Removable. All right, let's do the same thing on the other end, on the other side. And then our next step here is the handle. We're almost done. So I'm going to put it in like that. So let me glue this handle. I'm just going to put some glue on the inside. And we'll try to do 2 brad nails in here. We'll see how it goes. Let's see what it looks like. Yeah, I think just the 1 nail. It's not really a lot of space to do 2. Unless I do 2 right on top of each other. And I don't want to split the wood. So probably just best to do 1 in the middle of each with the glue, and that should give it enough to hold, you know, the wine bottle and the glasses and stuff. At least I hope. So I got that flushed up to this side. It's hanging out this way. We'll use the flush cut saw to flush that up. the moment of truth here. I'll wait till the glue dries before I try to lift it up. All right, so welcome back. I got everything sanded. I put a little bit of a round over at the top with the motorcycle. I put a little bit of a round over on the top with the sandpaper. Got the handle in, flush cut it, glued, and I did get 2 nails in. I put one in and then I put one right next to it just to give it a little extra strength, because once this is already, you know, kind of heavy. Well, not, you know, kind of heavy, heavier than pine, I should say. But then you're going to put a wine bottle and a couple of glasses and something else in here. So I wanted to be sure the handle could hold that. I did get it sanded down. I'm going to put probably polyacrylic on it. And I'm looking at the stuff over there. Polyacrylic or shellac, one of the two. I don't really know yet. That's going to be tomorrow's task, and I'll show you that when it's all done. So, but for now, 99% done. Pretty good for my first time, like designing and building something on my own. Yes, I did use other people's videos as inspiration. I think that's what everybody does, right? So let me get cleaned up in here, and we'll come back after I get the polyacrylic or the shellac or whatever it's going to be on there. And again, I'm sorry, this video has been all over the place. But let's recap. Here's the finished product. Amazook for the dividers and the base. Padauk for the handle and the slats. You got space for 2 wine glasses on the end. And a nice full bottle of wine here for you. Then on this end, I came up with a cubby, like accessory cubby. Right, so you have your secondary corking system, you know, to air seal your wine here and the cork for it. I have the wine opener, the bottle opener, and the pour spout. If I can get my finger in there. The aerator spout goes on the top of the bottle. And then for the accessory cubby, I came up with a divider. So the divider is Padauk as well. And I put a groove in the side and the bottom, so it slides right in and doesn't flop all over the place on you. Anyway, that's my deal. That's my wine bottle holder. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please make sure you subscribe, like, leave a comment, share it. This is also my entry into the Bearded Viking Woodworks member challenge. So I can't wait to see all the other members and what they came up with as well. But anyway, that's it for today. I'm going to put this away. And I'll put the measurements and all that stuff up on the screen here. Yeah, it's like 17, 18 inches long, 14 inches tall. It's like 4 inches wide, maybe 5 with the slats. But I'll put that up on the screen anyway. So I got some drinking to do.